Hey, this is Bobby Holland with Bipper Media, and you are listening to SEO Secrets. All right, hey everyone, welcome back to Startup to Success. This is episode number 2, and if you didn't have a chance, go back on the podcast. You'll see episode number 1. It was a great time talking with Matt Dipalma, and we're back to dive into some more strategies, secrets, experiences that we've had in our startups that has gotten us to where we are. So thank you again for joining us. And as always, Matt, thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
Matt
sir.
Dipalma.
Great to see you again.
And if you don't know, I'm Bobby Holland. I'm with Bipper Media. And
Matt Dipalma with College Pro Landscaping and AAA Sanitation in the area.
awesome. So again, thanks so much for tuning in. So I kind of preempted a little bit, Matt, with this episode. I had to get permission for this. I asked him if I could come in with a cold question. So I actually have a question for Matt. He doesn't even know what it's going to be, but it's going to be 100% relevant to if you're starting a business, if you're currently a business owner and you're looking to grow your business. So it's going to be on topic. So Matt, are you ready for the question?
Let it ride.
Okay. So the question is, Matt, could you 100% leave your business? You got College Pro, you got AAA Sanitation. Let's say your wife said, Matt, I've got 2 tickets to go to Spain. We leave tomorrow morning and we're going to be gone for 30 days. Could you 100% tomorrow morning leave, and would College Pro and AAA Sanitation be 100% fine with the absence of Matt Dipalma for the next 30 days?
Man, that's a good one.
That's a good question.
No, but I think that's that's something I have been working on a lot actually over the last I would say year and a half, adding layers to my companies so that I can enjoy things a little more in life. So I feel, to be honest with you, it would make me nervous as a tick. I would have to check in on a regular basis with my teams.
Sure.
But I honestly feel like I could go away for a month and it would run with the people that are in place right now and be okay. I really do feel like it really would. And the only reason I can say that is because I used to, and as you know, when you're the business owner, you can't take vacation on a regular basis. You can't.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times where we had a trip, and I had last minute. It's like I can't go, or I went, and then halfway through the trip, I had to come back. Summer vacations, things like that. But you learn from those experiences, and then it goes that route. So I have actually taken like a week and a half. And everything's been fine. And I think as a business owner, so great question, but I think as a business owner, we're just scared to let go. Can you leave for 30 days?
Yeah, so the whole reason I thought of this question, and I think we talked about it maybe a little bit in the last episode, but I am not just back, but recently back.
Oh, that's right.
When I went to Southeast Asia it was basically a 21-day trip.
That's right.
It wasn't vacation, but it was certainly me stepping out of Bipper Media, and now I'm on the other side of the world. Now, and being on the other side of the world while, I'm awake, while it's daytime, I wake up in my day here in the, in the U.S., East Coast, everyone's asleep.
Right.
So it's kind of like I'm absent. Anyway, this question came from when I got back. I have another friend who's a business owner, and very early in his stage of his business. And he just came up to me out of nowhere. And he said, man, how was your trip? Almost as if he didn't really care necessarily what my answer was. How was my trip? Just kind of like being cordial. Mm-hmm. What he really got to, he's like, look, I want to know, how can you leave Bipper Media and be gone for 21 days? Like,
no, I mean,
he's like, what happened to Bipper Media? Like, how did that happen? Like, what does Bipper Media do? And it got me thinking how great of a question that is for businesses and business owners. And to me, he just asked me in conversation.
Yeah.
But the more I kind of chewed on that idea, it made me realize that a business owner, like you said, adding layers of management, as adding layers of leaders in the business.
Yeah. Well, I also think so all businesses, as I use this line a lot. Person in business told me a long time ago, doesn't matter if you have one employee or you have 100,000 employees, it's all relative. It's just on a different scale.
Yeah.
So, how many employees does Bipper Media have right now?
16.
Okay. So combined between both of my companies, we have about 170 employees every day.
Wow.
Working.
Yeah.
So that's a different extreme there and everything. And for me, we're more in the service industry and transportation, because all of our stuff is on equipment, trucks, things of that nature.
Yeah.
So those are the things that make you more nervous
Yeah.
as a business owner starting out. But I hear this question a lot. I've been hearing this question come up a lot. And people say all the time, if you can't leave your business for 30 days,
Yeah.
then you need to be looking at the structure of your business. Now, granted, that's not within the first month of opening, the first year of opening.
Right.
The first
Right.
couple of years, there's just no way.
Right.
I mean, it takes a while to get to the point where you're like, and some people, but on the other side of that coin, I will say this. I know some people who are just like, I'm just going to take off for 30 days, and if the business keeps moving, we're just not going to take any phone calls and
Okay.
things. And I'm just like, well,
So
that's not...
in that scenario, certain things would be having to shut down then.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, I feel really actually very confident that my place both of my primary companies would run and be fine. And it's funny because now my team says to me all the time now recently, especially in the last year and a half or so, have turned to me and said, well, what are you doing here? We got this, man. If we need you, I'll call you.
Yeah.
And I stop my managers all the time, like, hey, I didn't hear from you in the last 2 or 3 days. And they're like, I've got your phone number, boss, if I need you.
Yeah.
But this is what you pay me to do. And, as a business owner, it's just hard to let go.
Yeah.
And let people trust, I should say, that people are going to handle the problems to the T and everything. So, yeah, I think I feel confident that I could go. Would I be nervous? No doubt.
Of course.
I mean,
of course.
There's no doubt at all.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that kind of question could be unpacked in a lot of different ways for business owners, even entrepreneurs. And it's not, I'm sure you understand that, but just to clarify, I'm not saying that the path to any business owner should be to go on vacation for 30 days. Okay. Like Matt said, the first 2 years, and that could be being like very kind of like liberal with to you. I mean, maybe the first 5 years or so.
Right. I mean,
it's a grind.
Right.
And you will learn very quickly. I mean, what's the statistic? Is it something like 80% of businesses fail within the first 5 years?
Yeah. Because they give up. People give up.
They give up because it's a grind, and you have to own 100% of everything, especially in the early days. And if you don't have the heart for it, you're not going to have the diligence, so to speak, to fight through that stuff. So, but what I'm talking about in the question, the implications, the strategy, so to speak, is not necessarily, go on vacation for 30 days. The implication is actually more so the layers of management, the layers of leaders that are in your business. And so that me, so that Matt in College Pro and AAA, as the owners, I feel like it kind of opens up the timeline into the future of where you and where I can be thinking and strategizing about the future of your business.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that what I've recently learned is by having more layers, it allows you to free up as a business owner to think about the bigger picture of the company how to take the company to the next level and make those decisions that are more important, and to empower the people that are working with you. You know, we're bad. I think any entrepreneur is bad about trying to micromanage. And we say, well, I'm not into micromanaging, but you are. I mean, the bottom line, you're into, everybody's into micromanaging because it's your baby. It's your thing that you are doing. You want to make sure it's perfect and everything.
Yeah.
But when you find the right people and you put the right people in the right places and they come to you and they're like, hey, do we have a budget? This is a problem that I'm facing. And instead of them looking to me and saying, hey, I think what I try to do with my team is when they're like, hey, we have a problem. Okay, what's the problem? The problem is X, Y, Z. All right, well, what is your idea of the solution?
Yeah.
Not what is my idea. Because if it's my idea, then I got the wrong person in that spot trying to come up with to do that job, because they're not solving any problems that I was solving. Does that make sense?
By you, like, really what you're describing is a delegation workflow. Like, if you micromanage and you're like, I don't care what your solution is, here's my solution, that's going to kind of suck you down this rabbit hole where now your whole team is going to be petrified to make a decision, and they're going to call you for everything.
But it's hard for you to. It's hard as any business owner to let go.
I
mean, the let go is probably the hard. And I tell my staff all the time, like, look, guys, I know, sometimes I'm on my tangent. I mean, they say I'm on the soapbox.
Yeah.
Or, hey, look out, he's got that face on him today. He's blowing and going. Look out, he's in the office early in the morning. Yeah. And they're just like, wow. And it's like, well, you guys have to understand, I did this before y'all came. I'm still going to do it after if you leave, which employees do that, believe it or not. They just up and leave sometimes over no reasons. And but it is hard sometimes to do that. But you are going to micromanage. You try not to. And it's something that I think as an entrepreneur, you have to work at, like, on a regular basis. Before I used to be so quick to respond, and now it's like, you know what? When somebody sends me an email, it can wait 30 minutes, and let me read that and kind of think it through and stuff, because I'm that person now. Even if somebody sends me an email, it might be 7 o'clock at night, and I'll be just sitting around the house and go, now I thought that all the way through. Let me get my phone out and do a quick email back and everything instead of just, okay, thanks, beep, beep, beep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Like when my other friend asked me that question, took me several days to kind of chew on it, process the whole. When I was gone for those 21 days, I was thinking about all the things that happened, and it occurred to me actually while I was on that trip that in the middle of that we were pursuing a City of Atlanta government contract. It's a huge, extensive. Anyone who's familiar with government contracts, they are extensive, just the preliminary process to even submit it, let alone getting it, just the process. So that was happening while I was gone without me. We hired, I believe, we hired a couple people who joined our team.
Wow.
Sales were closing, right? Other problems were emergent. So all of this stuff, I was thinking about all of these things happening without me.
Okay, but so those things happened, but were you still answering emails? Were you still taking phone calls even though it was night and day?
So
and stuff?
100% transparency. In the 21-day period, I was in Phnom Penh in Cambodia.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And we have one client. We have a lot of clients. This one client, he's really one of our top tier clients. Like if you were to kind of structurally tier out the level of our clients.
Excuse us, yeah.
Okay. He was the top tier client. He didn't have any issues. He just had some questions he wanted to talk through.
Yeah.
So it was about 11:30 p.m. in Phnom Penh, which made it, I don't know, it was somewhere around like 10:30 or so a.m. back here, and he's in Florida. That was the one call that I took.
Well,
that was the one call. And that wasn't even a pressing issue. He just had whatever. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not doing anything now at night.
Yeah.
I'm back in my hotel. Let's talk. And we literally, like, as amazing as it was, like, I'm there, he's here. We talked as if we were like sitting right here.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing that I'm trying to work on more is that I'm bad because, I mean, I took a phone call this morning from a client, and I take direct phone calls from a lot of my clients. A lot of my clients have been with me for a long time, and they value the fact they can talk to me directly and not have to go through staff members and things like that. But that is something that would probably, I would have to say, thinking this through a little more, would hinder me being gone for 30 days. I would definitely get phone calls from people. But those same people, I could send a message to somebody in my team and say, hey, reach out to so-and-so and find out what's going on. Let them know I'm out of the country or I'm away and everything. And go that route. That would be. I think that would be the hard thing. And I like knowing what's going on in my. And I think anybody who's a business owner and starts something from the ground up still wants to have an update, even if you're gone for 30 days.
Yeah,
you still want to know.
Yeah. You want to know what's going on.
Did the building burn down? I mean, I went away for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks with my family last year. I went away for 2 weeks, and when I got back, I happened to just look in on we have a camera system on our facility. I just happened to look in there and I saw a truck parked in the middle of the yard. And I think I told you this story. Yeah. And when I got back, so I called somebody in the facility and I said, hey, you guys need to get that truck out of the middle of the yard. Yeah. So then when I got back, I was at a function for Christmas and they were like, and one of the people that works with me was like, of course, the one time you look at the camera is a truck that caught on fire. Now, there was a time when, in my business, if a truck caught on fire, which is not a common thing that happens in our industry, I would have been like freaking out, worried, the whole 9 yards and everything. And I do have a business partner and everything. So I was like, wow, a truck burned to the ground on the side of 85, and nobody called me and said, hey, what do I do about this? And everything. They just handled it, which was great because they just followed the procedure. The number one question I asked was everybody okay? Everybody was fine. Okay, well then we can replace the truck. We have insurance. But that made me realize, hey, you know what? I do have a great team. I am putting those layers in. Yeah. And you don't realize it sometimes until it's too late.
Yeah. Another big takeaway I had from that question, thinking about it, is the importance of empowering your people. On the side of I-85, all of a sudden a truck is on fire, burning down. Like, if whoever the leaders were of the team or the leader, whoever on site,
right?
If they didn't feel empowered to handle that situation, who knows
what? Could have been a disaster.
Who knows what direction that would have gone?
Unbelievable.
But you have a leader or leaders that were there that knew how to handle it, and that's because you empowered them along the way. Probably wasn't the new person you just hired yesterday that was handling
it. Right. Sometimes you can empower people a little too fast and they take advantage of you in your business. I would say that. I have learned from that experience in life
100%.
that people, you give them too much leeway and then you find out that they're really taking advantage of you or your business and they're not really doing everything. But, when you find great talent, and we talk about this all the time, it seems like it's harder and harder and harder to find really great talent in the business world and for any entity, whether it's the simple labor to middle management to CFO. I mean things of this nature and all. But when you do find them, you really want to take care of them within your means and everything. And what you don't realize is that we talk about, or I've talked about with other entrepreneurs. They ask, how much are you paying this person in that position? Yeah. And I will say, well, I'm paying them this. And they'll be like, wow, man, that seems like a lot. And it's like, but that's I used to think that way too. Yeah. But it's not, because if you're paying that person that amount of money, they're actually, in some form or fashion, if they're the right person, they're making their salary back plus.
Yeah. Because that person is more than likely a leader,
right?
Taking charge, making decisions,
right, and making conscious decisions on. We can save. Hey, we bought. Let's just say we're buying gloves or buying trash bags. We bought 10,000 trash bags last year, boss. Okay. Well, you know what? I made some phone calls. We were paying $2 a box. I found it for $1.25, same ply, everything. those pennies add up. And when you have an employee that comes to you and tells you that and did it on their own without saying, hey, man, I really need you to break this budget down.
Yeah.
That, to me, just is like a showstopper. It's like one of those business things where you're just like, wow, I wish it would happen more often.
Well, that, I know from experience that people like that, they have the leadership mindset, and those are the people you want in your business.
Yeah.
They're willing to make decisions. And, I've learned, and I'm sure you've learned as well, that those same people, they are willing to take the critique because they will actually welcome your feedback. If it's like, that was great, but you could have done this, they like embrace that.
Yeah.
They don't take it offensively, and they're not like their feelings hurt, like because they have the leadership mindset, and so they want to be better in your business at what they're doing.
Well, I think you end up molding somebody in your business for your model and the way it is in a better fashion by doing that and giving them feedback. But a great person once told me before, he goes, you praise your employees in front of everybody and you discipline them behind closed doors. So when somebody makes a mistake, you never talk about it. You make sure you have that closed door meeting. One-on-one. But when they do something great, they're like, hey, you want to make sure you're talking extra loud.
The whole world
know, hey, well, it was just fantastic. What you did yesterday was just amazing. Way to think outside the box. You don't even have to go into the details, but, having those team members and being able to leave your business for a long period of time, like you're saying, 30 days would be a stretch. No doubt. I have that coming up in the next 2 years where I have to take some time off, mandated by my wife, who is really the chief operator of my life.
Exactly.
And everything. But, those are the things that you have to tackle.
It's a challenging question, and I wasn't even gone for 30 days, right? But I got to thinking about it, and it's the same principle. And to kind of bring this all kind of home, so to speak, for anyone watching who is thinking of starting a business, currently a business owner, growing, wanting to grow your business. Matt knows, the founder of two big growing businesses. Like, he understands this. I experienced it firsthand. You have a vision, right? As an entrepreneur, before you even start day one, you have a vision of something that you want to start.
The why. The why. What was in the first episode.
That's right. Because the why, you feel you have something of value to offer to the community, to other people. And that's the vision you're coming out of the gate with. But then, as Matt was describing, then comes the grind. 2 years, 5 years, that's where you're going to really be tested is this vision something you're willing to fight for? But as you're going through it, the things that Matt was describing in both of his businesses, the building leaders up in your business so that you can get back to focusing on that vision of the future of growth so that you can hire more people and build more leaders. It's not so you can go on vacation for 30 days. It's so that you can start moving on this path to realizing that vision that you had all the way back to the beginning.
Better success. Grow your business without bogging yourself down with, do we have toilet paper and paper towel in the facilities?
Yeah.
Do we have the power? Is the bills getting paid? Things of that nature. I think that's some of those things that bog you down in the beginning and it's fine. It's normal. That is normal. And finding good talent, like we keep talking about in this episode, is so hard to find. And I have found, I will say this, I have found better talent without running ads and just meeting people and having a conversation and asking them what their background was. And then one of the greatest people in my facility, in my operation today, she was working in a daycare watching my children.
Wow.
Okay. And behold, she could have been a CPA, but she never took the CPA course, but she's phenomenal when it comes to doing the books.
Yeah.
And everything from payroll to everything. So don't always, I think it's important when you're trying to find good people, is don't always go by a resume. And experience pays is way better.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I hope this episode was helpful. The idea of not taking 30 days off, but the implications behind that.
So you're not saying Bipper Media just takes 30 days off on a regular basis?
No, we don't on a regular basis.
Okay,
no.
so, 21 was the big stretch.
And a huge shout out to our team. Kalina, who you can't see, is here. One of the phenomenal leaders on our team. And I didn't realize until about halfway through my trip, and certainly it hit me right in the forehead when that person asked me and I got to thinking about it. It's only possible when you, like Matt said, when you're willing to not micromanage, when you're willing to let go of the reins and delegate and let other leaders emerge and start rising up in your business, that's when you start to see real opportunity open up and expand. So, Matt, any other closing comments?
No, I think you pretty much said it all, man. I mean, that's great. I mean, that's how it needs to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you all again for tuning in.
Yeah.
Keep watching our podcast. We have more episodes coming. I know Matt's got just an endless supply of amazing stories of things to get through, and we're just going to keep going. So thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you for listening to this episode of SEO Secrets.